In the area of environmental protection, we launched a program called Bantay Puerto or Watch Puerto Princesa. And one of the components of this is the Bantay Gubat or Forest Watch, which is which are tasked to protect the environment, especially the terrestrial areas of the city. Another component is Bantay Dagat or Bay Watch. And right now we have apprehended 1,800 violators and about 400 are in jail. And to reforest the areas made pitiful by years and years of exploitation, we launched a program called Fist of the Forest, where about 30,000 people climb up the waters of our the mountains of Irawan, our watershed area, to plant trees. In the middle of the forest is a concert, and people enjoy planting while at the same time singing with environmental groups. Ito po ay annually inaantay na ng aming mga kababayan sa Puerto Princesa. And at present, we have already planted 1.7 million trees all over Puerto Princesa. Another reforestation program po is what we call Love Affair with Nature. We do this every February 14, where I marry unwed couples. About 150 couples are, joined together in the area of the mangroves. So after getting married, they plant trees in the mangroves area. Kaya nga po ang iba, kahit na naka-gown pa medyo nagpuputik na para lang makapagtanim ng mangroves sa ating coastal areas. But next year, because of these strong environmental programs, I think we're the only city that has increased in forest cover. Siguro, kumpara sa ibang cities, ay kami lang ang pwedeng sabihin talagang marami pang puno. Dahil we have banned logging, and at the same time, we continue planting. That's why there's no other way but to grow in number of forest cover. But next year, we will have another project, this one in partnership with Mr. Edmanda, the Bamboo for Life. Ito po ay magandang lalaki nandun parang kilala ko yun Magpa-partner po kami at isang napakaganda talagang project, yung pagtatanim ng bamboo. Kasi ito po yung magiging alternatibo natin sa mga lumber requirements ng Puerto Princesa. But I think one of the biggest achievements of our administration over the years was when we were able to get the management of the only national park in Puerto Princesa City, the underground river. It was the first time that the national park was turned over to the local government, and after several years of managing the park, it was declared by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site. I hope some of you can find time to visit the underground river. This is the longest navigable underground river in the world, and I think nothing has been able to compare with the beauty of this place. And because of our policies and intervention, Puerto Princesa is fast becoming to be a major tourist destination. Although we are not yet ready for tourism. As a matter of fact, we have avoided going out trying to market Puerto Princesa. Whatever you hear about Puerto is only through the word of mouth of visitors that come and visit us. We want to finish all the infrastructure first, the control mechanisms, before we can fully open up to massive tourism influx. But we are being overtaken by events, so we have to move very, very fast in trying to come up with all the amenities that's necessary for a sustained tourism development. Our tour started in 1992 with only 12,000 visitors, and even without the massive promotion of the city, it has increased to 176,000 tourists in 2007. And in trying to break the vicious cycle of poverty, which we believe is one of the major factors of environmental degradation, we have identified several projects that needed immediate attention. And one of them is education. So immediately, we established several schools. Before we took over, there's still students studying under the trees. But you can never see that situation anymore at present. We have built more than 300 classrooms and daycare centers since we took over. And we are the first city that has opened up a public Montessori that is free for poor and deserving students who wants to study and have the potential at an early age. Another factor of poverty is health. When people are sickly, of course, they cannot be productive. And when I took over in Puerto Princesa, you see, Puerto Princesa is a very, very long island. You have to travel 90 kilometers before you reach the boundary. And in the span of road, you won't see a single hospital or a doctor. So if you get sick 90 kilometers away, just pray to God that you reach the poblacion. So immediately we clustered the barangays into 10, and for every 10 barangays, we set up our own clinic, which we call satellite hospitals. It's just a small 5-bed hospital, but equipped with ambulance, radio communications, and we have doctors and midwives who work 24 hours a day, all free for the people of Puerto Princesa, particularly to the indigenous people. So far, we have treated about 300,000 patients free of charge, and the mortality rate has decreased tremendously. Before, ordinary dog bites caused death in the barangays or tetanus, but now you won't hear that anymore in Puerto Princesa. And also, our dream to provide housing facilities to our constituents as another form to eradicate poverty. We have launched massive housing projects and land-giving activities. The upper one on the right is a joint project of the city with Makati JP Rizal, initiated by Ms. Patty Rojas and Helen Bartolomeu. And I think now they have joined with the Habitat for Humanity. That is a 13-hectare land that we donated to the Rotary Club of Makati JP Rizal. Ang amin ambisyon ngayon is to remove all coastal squatters by year 2010. And we also have provided tenement homes for our fisher folks. Ito po nakikita ninyo are the tenement buildings for our fishermen who were affected by the fires and relocation because of our expansion of the coastal areas. They are brought back to the coastal areas where their means of livelihood is and given a home that really would give them dignity. And they only pay about 800 pesos a month for 20 years, and they completely own the building. We are also one of the very few, I think we're the first, local government unit that established a sanitary landfill. You know, in 1993, I was invited by the United States as part of the USIS program to just try to visit the development of the United States in different areas and try to see what project can be replicated in the Philippines, in Puerto Princesa in particular. And they were all surprised when I said I wanted only one thing attract my attention in the United States, and that's a sanitary landfill. And I said when I got back, I'm going to make sure that we have our own sanitary landfill in Puerto Princesa because we know that's going to be a big problem in the future. But it took me 10 years, since 1993, before we were finally able to get funding from ADB and the ILD to set up our own sanitary landfill. But I'm so lucky that as we were constructing the sanitary landfill, a law was passed, the Solid Waste Management Act of the Philippines, Republic Act 9003, requiring all local government units to have their own landfill or face the sanction of the law. You know yung akala nga ng iba, napakabilis kong gumawa ng landfill after only a year when the bill was passed, meron na kami. I told them, no, it took me 10 years. It's just a matter of foresight before we were able to put up our own sanitary landfill.